Here we go. Vicky's joining now. Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good to see your face.
You too.
We've got people joining really quickly. We're up to the 50s already. So
Amazing.
let's
Hi,
get started.
everyone.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. So let me get a little formal introductions. Welcome everybody to RDU on Stage. My name is Mike McGee. I'm an actor and director in North Carolina. And Lauren, who runs RDU on Stage, has been pumping out content during the pandemic. And if you're not following RDU on Stage already, please follow. And she asked me to take on some West End interviews because I have some really talented friends in the West End. And so today I'm super excited to be joined by you still there? Joined by West End superstar, artistic director of Sharpe Academy, songwriter, fitness guru, and also let's not forget Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok famous Vicki Manser. Welcome, Vicki.
You are too kind, Mr. Mike.
So if you don't mind, how about we do some pandemic questions because it's hard to avoid, and then we'll get on to some fun stuff if that sounds
We'll
totally reasonable. I am just going to raise my volume for a second. There we go. All right. So first of all, biggest question: how are you and your family? Are you safe? Where are you locked down? How's it all going for you?
Yeah, we're all safe and good, thank you. We're safe and well. I'm locked down in my little flat just outside of London, so that's good. We're like far enough away from London that we actually feel like we're in the countryside. So we've got so much greenery and lovely things. It's really nice. I'm very, very lucky. But yeah, no, family is all okay. Everyone's okay. Touch wood.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Are you okay?
Same, about as good as you can do in a pandemic. I'm in the south of the United States, so we've had spring for a few months already, so we've had good weather, which has helped a little bit and able to get outside and exercise. But yeah, I'm not, as you know, you see me a lot in London. I'm not used to being home this much. So my last trip was New York. The week actually they shut down Broadway. And then I was supposed to see you as Carole King 2 weeks later, and I'm still devastated by that. Yeah.
Same.
I know.
Same.
I know. All right, couple more. Have you seen Tiger King?
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Carole Baskin.
So that leads into my next couple of questions. So number one, did Carole Baskin? Sorry, no offense, Carole King. Did Carole? No, Carole King. Did Carole Baskins kill her husband and feed him to a tiger?
Yeah.
I think so. I think so too. Last question: Are you ready to make your debut as Carole Baskins in the future West End premiere of Tiger King the musical?
Oh my God! Absolutely.
I think I could see you with a head. I could see you with a flower headband.
Yeah, I just need a little flower headband, and I'd be ready to go. I don't even have anything flowery to pretend.
That's right. You already did your audition with your cool cats and cool. I actually have. Oh, I'll send you a picture. I have cool cats and cool kitten socks. So
oh my God, please do.
Yeah, I will. I'll send them to you after. All right, couple more pandemic questions, and we'll move on. What's your number one lockdown snack?
I mean, what isn't my snack should be the question. I'm eating everything.
Yeah, but you're exercising 18 hours a day, so.
I wish I was. I wish it was making a difference.
Oh.
No, to be honest, my go-to thing in lockdown is a little bev. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, thank you. Just in time, I was able to snag one myself. So.
Good lads.
You almost left me hanging. You almost left me hanging on that one. Luckily, I saw it right before the.
Oh no, I was there replying. But I'm treating myself to a little bev in the evenings. And we've just run out of Easter egg chocolate. So.
Oh my gosh.
I tell you what, I have got back into. Angel Delight. Do you have that in America?
I don't think so. What is it?
It's like a pudding that you mix together this powder with milk and you froth it up and then you put it in the fridge.
We definitely do not have that. No.
there must be an equivalent.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna find an equivalent.
But not like
That's
Jello, not like
awesome.
Jello pudding though, right? Not like
No, not like Jello,
no.
like chocolate pudding.
Okay. Huh. I'll definitely try it out next time I'm there, but I'm intrigued.
It's good.
All right. So you already answered kind of two questions because I was going to ask what your quarantine beverage is.
Oh, there you go.
And last thing, favorite quarantine activity.
Well, I've had a few to keep me going. Obviously, all the exercise things is helping me very much, and my friend Michael is very good at doing all the weight training and HIIT training, so that's been helping me. I've been doing a lot of writing.
Oh, awesome.
So that's good. And yeah, just listening to, blaring out hot 80s and country music. Just keeping me going, keeping me sane.
All right. So you ready to take a tour through the life of Vicki now?
I'm so ready. Bring it on.
All right. Awesome. So when did you realize you wanted to pursue a musical theater career?
Well, I danced since I was tiny, maybe like 3 or 4, because my cousin joined a dance school, and she lived like 20 minutes, half an hour away from me, and so I had to go to that school where my cousin was at because I was petrified to go anywhere else. And then I joined there, and then she left. She decided she didn't want to do it anymore, and bless my mum, became a taxi service, and she took me like 4 or 5 times a week to my dance school. And it was probably when I broke my leg, and I'd come out of plaster, but I still wasn't like able to dance fully. And my dance teacher said, well, why don't you sing in our dance show instead? And she gave me a singing role and an acting role. And that's when I sort of decided, I was like, there's more to it than just dancing. I'll do it all. I love it all. Let's do it. So that was probably when I decided that I wanted to do it all. But yeah, ever since I was little, all I ever wanted to do was dance.
So did you grow up a theater kid doing shows nonstop, or?
Yeah, so I was part of a youth theater group when I was, I think probably I joined when I was about 10. And then I did it from then onwards, always doing shows. But we're a very musical family. Like my dad plays guitar, my papa plays the banjo, my uncle plays the mandolin. So every family party that we had, everybody would just jam together.
That's awesome.
And that's where the country music comes from. Is from those guys. So yeah, always been very musical.
Awesome. Do you remember, I know there's 2 shows I saw in my life as a child that I still remember all these years later. Do you remember your first kind of big moment at a professional theater show and what it was?
Yeah. So because my mum loves musicals as well. She really loves it. She used to sit and watch because we had to travel like half an hour to go to my dance classes. So by the time that my dance class was finished, she wouldn't have time to go back or anything. So my dance teacher used to let her watch. And we went on an outing with my dance school, I think it was, to Beauty and the Beast. That was my first musical in London.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Really
That's
good.
A good one.
I love
That's a good one. Yeah, me too. I took my daughter to Beauty and the Beast when she was a little. She was a big Beauty and the Beast fan. So I actually saw did you watch Sopranos? Have you ever watched Sopranos?
No.
It's an HBO mob series, and the girl that played the mob man's daughter was Belle in Beauty and the Beast that I saw on Broadway. And then from there you went to a training school, right?
Yeah, so I after high school, I didn't want to do A-levels. I hated school so much. I hated school. Not because I couldn't do it, not because I wasn't clever, but I just didn't like it. It just wasn't what I wanted to do. So I decided that I wasn't going to stay for A-levels, and I wanted to go and do a BTEC in dance, because ultimately I wanted to train in musical theatre, but I thought I needed some more intense dance training to get me there. So all my teachers at school went mad when they found out that I wasn't going to do A-levels. They were like, "What? Oh my God, you're so clever. You need to do A-levels." No, bye. And I went off and did a BTEC in professional dance for 2 years. And then I auditioned for colleges, and that's when I went and did my degree at Erdang in musical theatre after that. So yeah, I finished by the time I was like 21.
Okay. When I saw the name of your school on your resume, I was like, that looks like the name of a school that would be in like the Triwizard tournament in Goblet of Fire. Like, I'm like, I'm not sure I know how to pronounce that name. And then, yeah. I think Paul Hutton went there as well, didn't he? I feel like
Did he? I didn't know that.
I don't know. He's probably on here. Paul, let us know. I thought I saw that. I'm doing an interview with Paul this week, so I've been looking at his CV as well. Yeah.
I love that man.
So what was your profession? So you graduated from there, and did you go right into a professional show, or what happened after graduating there?
I graduated 2014 in the June, July. And I got my first job in the February of the next year, I think.
Okay.
So in that meantime, I was teaching a lot for Sharpe Academy, actually.
Oh, cool.
Before
yeah, we'll talk about that.
College, I was choreographer for the theatre group, amateur theatre group. I was their choreographer. So I was working there and doing lots of teaching. I think it was in February that I got Sunny Afternoon, the Kinks musical. Yeah. Because I remember it must have been a half term, because I found out when we were doing a half term, like full week workshop thing at Sharpe Academy. And I remember going in and being like, I got the
job. Yeah, tell me a little bit about that show. I've never heard anything or seen it or anything. So tell me a little bit about it.
Mike, you would love it. You would actually love it. So have you heard of the Kinks?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically based on them.
Okay.
And so the four boys that make up the band all play the instruments on stage.
Okay.
And then the MD is he was set up in the corner on his piano, and everybody in the cast played instruments. It was an actor muso show. So basically it was just like a real life rock concert.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
It was so great, and the music was so loud, and it very similar in the sense to Beautiful, that it told the story.
Okay.
But it wasn't like the songs. God. The songs weren't shoehorned in. It's like cheers, yeah, we'll get there in the end. The songs aren't shoehorned in, like it's very organic. It's very much like we'll write this song, or let's play this song at a concert. And oh my god, it was just so much fun.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I had the best time on that job.
I'm surprised it's not done more.
Do you know what? It did so well at the Olivier's. The year that it came out, they won everything. They literally picked up everything, and it was on for 2 years in town, and then it went on tour, and it's supposed to be going on tour again at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Whether that will happen or not, I don't know. But it was so underrated, considering how well it did at the Olivier's and stuff. It should have been in town for so much longer than it was.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I hope they do revive it. I'd love to see it. And
I really hope they do.
So you stepped into the show after it was already running, or you were original in?
6 months. So they did a run at the, is it the Hampton Theatre, I want to say, is where they started. And it was so well received there that they moved to a theatre in Piccadilly Circus. And it was for a limited run for 6 months. So everyone was only contracted for 6 months.
Okay.
They then realised that it was going to do so much more than the 6 months, which is when I then came on board with a few other covers, offstage covers. So we sort of stepped in so that people could have holiday, because nobody had holiday up until this point. And then it ran for another year and a half after I joined. So I was with it for a year and a half.
Oh, awesome! Oh, wow. That's awesome. And from there you went to Beautiful or Bad Out of Hell?
After Sunny Afternoon, I went straight into Beautiful. I finished Sunny Afternoon on the Saturday and started Beautiful on the Monday, or something crazy like that. It worked out so well. yeah, and then I did Beautiful next, and then Battle of Hell after that.
Okay, so let's stick with Beautiful for a minute. I interviewed Grace earlier in the week, and I was telling her I wasn't that interested in seeing Anne Juliet. I'm just not a huge jukebox musical fan, but I went to see it because of her, and I fell in love with it 2 seconds into the show. And then she mentioned Beautiful was the same experience for her, and I'm like, oh yeah, me too, because I only went to see it because my friend Laurel Harris was in it, and I fell in love with it. And then my other favorite show right now is Jagged Little Pill, which is a jukebox musical. So I guess I just don't like bad jukebox musicals, I guess is the answer. Yeah. So, but I loved Beautiful. It's an amazing story. Carole King is amazing. Tell me a little bit about, I know you've been in it twice now, and unfortunately your tour got canceled.
Yeah.
And I think you told me you understudied Carole King the first time, but didn't get to go on as her. Is that right? Did I remember that correctly?
So the first time, yeah, when I was in town, I was swing, second cover Carol, and first cover Jeannie, the mum. And I had one show as Carole King, and I was very lucky to get that, because I had it luckily written into my contract that I had one show. If I hadn't had that written into my contract, I would never have got on, because the two people above me were just troopers and never ever went off sick or anything like that. So gosh, thank you, world, that I had that written into my contract. Otherwise, I never would have got to do it. And it was just the best night of my life.
I can imagine. I mean, that's a massive role, like just massive. She barely ever leaves stage, right? I mean, a couple moments here and there.
Oh my God, it's huge. Like, when you think about it, there's not really any roles out there as big as that have as many songs as she does. In any musical theatre show. Maybe like Alphabet has a lot of songs as well. Trying to think of any others, but yeah. And I think at the time I was 23, and I was just gobsmacked. I was just like,
I can imagine.
Oh my God, how is this happening?
Have you ever gotten to meet Carole King?
Yeah, she came and saw it in town, and I wasn't on the day that she came, and we got to leave as swings. We got to leave quite early. I mean, not very early, but if nobody was going off, we got to leave like 20 minutes early or whatever. And we were told by the company manager, like, look, you're going to want to stay until the end of the show today. And we were like, oh, why? And then he goes, oh, and you should probably put on your costume as well. And so we were like, oh my God, are you serious? We've not done this show. You're telling us to put these costumes on? Like, are you mad? So we all got dressed up in our costumes, and we put on our wigs and everything, and then went down, and they were doing the bows, and we still like stood there just in the corridor like, what the hell is going on? And we just heard the audience just go mad, and we ran into the wings, and Carole King was there, and we were just like, oh my God. And the funniest thing is that I came, we all bowed, and we sang You've Got a Friend with Her, and it was amazing. Came off into the wings, and it was a very quick, like, let's get her out and back to her family and all of that. And she came straight into the wings and just sort of like walked past everybody and just went up to me and shook my hand and went, well done, and walked off. And I sort of looked around at everyone, and I was like, so I got to shake her hand.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And give her a cuddle. Yeah, amazing.
All right, we have a beautiful question, so I am gonna ask it. What was the audition process for Beautiful like?
So the first time that I was in for Beautiful for town, I went in. They said to bring 2 songs in the style of the show. So I sang. What did I sing? What did I sing? I can hear it in my head. Oh my God. Where did it go? What? My audition song. I sing it for literally everything. Oh my God. It's not Papa Don't Preach. It's something like that, though.
Name that tune.
No. It's not that. Oh my God. Oh, this is so bad.
That's okay.
I think it's supposed to show how long I haven't auditioned for.
It's
It will come to
lockdown
me.
brain.
It will come to
It's
me.
lockdown brain. We all have it.
Yeah, it really is. I need to exercise my brain more. I'm exercising everything else but my brain. So I sang this song. It will come. And then they said,
Son of a
"That's
preacher
great.
man."
Oh, thank you.
You can thank Carly for that. You can thank your friend Carly for that.
Carly. Carly, thank God for you. Jesus. Son of a preacher man. Oh my God. I sang Son of a preacher man because I sing that for a lot of things. And they were like, oh, great, fantastic. Have you got anything else that shows off a little bit more range? So then I sang Think, Aretha Franklin.
Oh, nice.
And belted my face off for them. And they were like, okay, great, thank you. And I left the audition room, and the casting director came running after me, and she said, have you seen the show? And I was like, no, I'm really sorry, I haven't. I felt like I'd failed at that point. And bless her heart, she took me off into the kitchen by the side, and she gave me the music, and she sort of said, right, okay, this is what Carol is like, and this song you need to show us this, and this song you need to show us this. And she gave me a breakdown of exactly what they needed to see, which was just so lovely that she spent that time with me to do that. And so then I went back and I did the songs, and I had a couple of scenes as well, and they worked with me on those. And then I think it was then straight to the finals, and I had a phone call to say, look, they really love you, but can you change what you're wearing? I was like, oh yeah, sure, okay. So at this point, I was still in my mindset, like college had put me into, where I like, you know, go fully made up, my hair's all nice, I'm wearing a dress, I'm wearing heels or whatever. And they said, you know, just chill out. Carol's not like that. She's like a girl next door. So just think about what you're auditioning for. So I went in with jeans and a t-shirt and whacked on some boots. And I've never worn anything else to an audition ever since.
Oh my gosh!
Up in my jeans and my t-shirt.
That's amazing.
Thank you, beautiful, for teaching me that one.
So I have a couple more.
Yeah, that's what the audition process was like for that.
So I have a couple more beautiful questions, but before I forget, since Carly is on, I had an idea. I meant to mention this for the Tiger King. Can you and her please do a Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin's lip sync, please? Please add that to the.
Oh my God, Carly! Why don't we have that on the list already? You genius.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, you genius.
So what's
yes.
I know you said you don't feel like you're finished with Beautiful and you hope to go back someday. What's your connection to the show? Why do you why does the show resonate so much with you, and why do you want to do it again?
Just it's singing those songs are just, I don't know. I get really like emotional about it. Like especially when I sang Beautiful. For the first time when I went on in tour, when I did it on tour, and I was just miming the piano at the end, giving away all the secrets now.
What? You don't play?
What?
No!
Oh my God. Then I was sat at the piano playing the piano, and I just got this like rush of like, oh my God, I get to do this for 9 months. I mean, I didn't, but at the time I thought I was going to, and it just really like, it's so special. The music is just so special. Really, and I guess what I really like about it is that I don't have to fit any kind of musical theatre box to sing that. True. It's like, it's just it's very naturalistic, as is with the acting. It's just real, it's honest, and yeah, you don't have to like go and just like, it's not about how high you can sing. It's not about you sounding like a musical theatre performer. It's just about enjoying the music, and that is what I just love. And I can really, I think it's so internal, like the love that she has for music. Yeah. And you can, I just love it. I just really love it.
Her story's amazing. I mean, just to come from where she was and the issues she had in her relationships and everything else.
Yeah.
And
God, it really is. I mean, she went through a lot, bless her heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
She really did. And it's just it's a really lovely story to tell, and really lovely songs to sing. And she just loves music. She eats, sleeps, and breathes it. And I think she just feels it so deep within, and like, I just love that. I really love that.
And so you guys, how long were you on? So you missed about 6 months of tour. How were you on tour for? About 3 months or 4 months? How long did you actually get to
10
finish?
weeks.
Yeah.
We were on
Yikes.
tour for 10 weeks. Yeah. Not long enough. Not long enough. I was literally having the time of my life.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I
it
was
was
following
longer
along.
if you include all the rehearsal process. Oh my
Sure.
God, honestly, I swear, I've only had one. I can't speak.
All right, we have one more. We have one more beautiful question, and then we'll go to Bat Out of
Go.
Hell. Favorite location on the beautiful tour?
Oh, I had a couple. I really loved Aberdeen. I had a lovely time up in Scotland. I'd never been to Scotland before,
yeah. No, I have.
and I was really, really looking forward to going to Edinburgh and Glasgow. So I'm really gutted that I didn't get to go there because I loved Aberdeen so much. But I really loved Eastbourne as well, funnily enough. There's not a lot going on there, but it was just really nice to be by the sea. And yeah, that was really fun. And also my nana came to see me in Eastbourne and spent a couple of days with me there. So that was just really, really special. But there was really some really lovely theatres around the UK that I just didn't know existed. And it was just really nice to experience them. And obviously I really loved being in Woking as well, because all my family and friends got to, I say all, a few did manage to come and see me. They were mostly coming to see me in Milton Keynes, which was like a couple of weeks after we closed, but you know.
Is that your first tour? Was this your first tour?
Yeah, this was
wow.
was my first. Yeah, my first.
Oh, everybody's yelling about Bristol, including Carly.
Bristol,
so.
Is Bristol where I got to go on with Carly? I want to say yes. On the Saturday night, was it? Oh my God, that was my favorite show for the whole thing. Amazing, so great.
Awesome. And what's your favorite thing about tour? Being on tour.
Just, like, I think I love being part of a little unit of people that are just so close, and you do everything together, and I really, really love that. And the fact that you get to socialize. I know that sounds really weird, but when I'm in town, I sort of I'm in like my mindset of like, right, well, I have my home to come home to, so let's go home. And you don't have that on tour, so you're sort of like forced to go and socialize a little bit, and it was just so much fun. And I remember that I can be quite fun sometimes.
Sometimes, come on.
Sometimes. So yeah, that was really nice, and just to see places in the UK that I never normally would have gone to. So
but you came home most of the time during the week, right? Is that UK tours are a little different than American tours? American tours, when they leave, they're gone for the whole time, basically for like a year. They don't get home much.
I guess with the UK, everything's a lot closer.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
We're so small. I guess on an American tour, you could be like on an 8-hour flight away somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I was home like every weekend, because we had Sunday, Monday off. So I would come home for the Sunday, at least the Sunday. Awesome. Yeah.
All right. Well, I jumped around a little bit, but Bat Out of Hell, that must have been a fun show to do.
Bat Out of Hell. Oh my goodness. What a show. What a show.
Okay, sorry.
I've never seen or been part of a show that is just so crazy.
I've never seen it.
It's mental. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's mental. There is no show in the world, I don't think, that has much of a spectacle as Bat Out of Hell. Like, you name it, we had it. Fire, explosions, exploding bikes, a pond on a stage. Like, oh my God, it was just mental. Like, it was a playground. The stage was a playground. I used to like climb climbing frames and swing from things, and it's just amazing. Yeah.
What were you did you go right from Beautiful to Bat Out of Hell, or did you have some time off?
Beautiful to Bat, I had a little bit of time off. So I think I finished Beautiful in the August, and I had a few auditions, but there was not a lot casting at the time, and there was a lot of pantos going on, and for whatever reason, your girl can't get past first round for a panto.
What?
Like, they just weren't having it. And
I direct a panto, so if you want to come to America and do Cinderella, you're welcome anytime. So you're in. No audition necessary.
Woo! You're the best. But yeah, no, I just, for whatever reason, I just couldn't get anywhere with them, and I got offered a lot of teaching work for a school that I used to teach at before I turned professional, whatever you want to say.
Went big time.
And yeah, so I just sort of said to my agent, I said, look, I've been offered a lot of teaching work. How about we just leave it for this year, and we'll get back auditioning for stuff that starts the following year, whatever that was.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And then I had an audition for Bat Out of Hell, and I think it was Miss Saigon at the time. And I got Bat Out of Hell, which started in the January. So I was
worked out perfect.
Again,
yeah,
was so lucky. Yeah, so lucky.
So what was it like? I'm going to combine two now. So Bat Out of Hell had a very intense, loyal fan base, and Six has a very loyal, intense fan base. I think I told you the story, but I think it was at your first Catherine Howard show that I was somehow I bought the one ticket surrounded by the entire Bat Out of Hell fan club. I had Bat Out of Hell people in front of me, Bat Out of Hell people behind me, and on each side. And they were lovely human beings, like amazing. They were talking nonstop, and all of a sudden they look at me and they go, "Oh, what happened to you to get stuck in the middle of us?" So what was it like to be involved in two really committed, intense, loyal fan bases?
Well, I guess Bat Out of Hell was my first experience of like coming out of stage door and there actually being quite a few people there.
Right.
With Sunny Afternoon and Beautiful, I think because of the type of audience that it hits,
yeah,
they're not necessarily at stage door. Whereas Bat Out of Hell, there was always people there, and it was so lovely to just chat to people. I love, you know me, I love a chinwag. So it was really nice just seeing all these people. But obviously, like, I was a swing at Bat Out of Hell, and you know, let's be honest, they weren't coming to see me. they were coming to see like our Strats and our Falcon and Sloanes, and who were incredible. So we would always just sort of like watch on from a distance, like me, Courtney and Colette especially. Like, we would look out the window and we'd see everybody and be like, oh gosh, okay, this is amazing. We would plan like when we go out of stage door so that we wouldn't disturb any of them, so that they could get to see who they wanted to see. So we kind of thought like that was a bit, you know, out of the ordinary for musical theatre world. And then we got to Six and we realised that was nothing in comparison to what it could be. Oh my God, I've never ever in my life seen love for a show like I've seen for Six. It's incredible.
I think I remember you saying once, how many social media followers did you have before Six and once you got into Six? Do you remember? I remember you telling that story once about how much it went up in like a short period of time.
I think I had probably just under 2,000 when I started Six. I'm about to hit 30K.
That is amazing.
What the hell?
That is amazing.
Like, how did that happen? They're incredible. The Six fans are incredible.
So if you're not following Vicki, help her get to 30,000 fans, and make sure you give her a follow.
Please.
So yeah, remind me when you joined Six. Was it January of 2019 or December of 2018? When did you? It was somewhere
January.
In that ballpark. January. Okay.
January.
Yeah,
it was another one. It was another one where we finished. I think we finished Bat Out of Hell on the 5th of January, and I started Six on the 7th of January.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how I've done it. Honestly, I'm so lucky that they've just lined up. Yeah, someone's on my side. Yeah, so it was early January 2019 when I started Six.
So right after they finished the tour, the mini tour, and then came back to Arts, was that the time frame?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
okay.
I think so.
Because I had seen it October 2018 was the first time I saw it, and then they went on tour right after that for like a couple months, and then. So what
Yeah.
what was it like? What was the audition process for that like? Was it a long,
Oh
drawn
my
out?
God. Right. The audition process for Six was like no other I have ever done. And I don't think I will do another audition process like it, to be honest with you. We had to do so many things as a group, which is just doesn't happen normally. Only in dance schools do you do things as a group. But we had to sing in front of everyone. We had to do the dialogue in front of anyone, and I was so far out of my comfort zone. So far out of my comfort zone. I was part of the first group that sang No Way, and I think they'd accidentally given a lot of people No Way, and then there was a few of us that sang Don't Lose Your Head and a few of us that sang other things, but there was like 30 plus that sang No Way on this one day all together. So we had to sit and listen to it 30 odd times, and I was near the end, and by the end of it, and I was just sort of like, well, I've got no hope, have I? All these people are so good. I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to separate myself from this? And I was just like, honestly, I just felt so uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it was really, really weird, really weird. Bless James, the casting director, pulled me aside after one of the, I think it was after that day. And he was like, why are you so nervous? Why are you so nervous? And I was like, because you're making me sing in front of everyone. Like, what do you mean, why am I nervous? And he was like, just calm down, just relax. Like, you're so funny when you're just yourself. And like basically, I think the second time I walked in, I swore by accident because I was so nervous, and I just went, oh, effing hell, I'm so nervous. And then Toby was just like, yes. So yeah, it was really daunting. I'm not gonna lie to you. The audition process for Six was really daunting. Fun, super fun in the end when I managed to get out of my head. But yeah, crazy.
And you got cast though, so you must have done something right. What were you originally hired? What were you originally hired to cover?
So I was alternate Boleyn and Cleves to start with, and then I covered the other four as well.
Okay. Yeah, I know you eventually went on it. You're in that very elite group of going on for all six.
I know. Have you seen the video?
Yes, I had that on my list to talk about. That new video is amazing.
So how many queens are there? Oh my God, there's so many queens in the world, and there is like what, 8 or 9 of us that have done all 6. I feel very.
I haven't tops. Yeah, it's a very elite group. Yeah, because there's 3 cruises. There's Australia. There's Broadway. There's all the West Enders. Yeah, it's very.
So many.
What was that like?
What was it like? 6?
Well, yeah, I mean, having to, in a 2-show day, maybe go on for one and then another, and how was it? How'd you keep it all straight in your head?
I loved it. I love 6. 6. I'll let you into a little secret. 6 is the only show that I haven't like cried and had a meltdown over whilst rehearsing. Like most shows, I'm in rehearsals and I'm like, I call my mum up on the street and I'm like, I don't know why I'm here. I'm so rubbish compared to everyone else. I just don't know why I'm here. So I had my meltdown in the audition process for 6, but when I was actually like part of it and doing it all, I just had the best time. And I think because every single queen is just so great and the songs are amazing and it's just so funny and you can find your own humor within it. You don't have to follow anyone that's done it before. Like you can make your own version. And that's why I just loved doing all 6 of them, because I just thought, great, I can have my own 6 versions here that nobody else in the world will ever do. Yeah, I loved it.
I've told you this before, but I only saw 4 of the 6, but yours were so different. Like each character, you put such a different twist on it. It was amazing. So
thank you.
What was it like then when you went and took the lead role of Catherine Howard? How did it change for you at that point? How was it different being in the show at that point then?
It changed a lot, I hated pink before I was Howard, for one thing. So now I love it. It's great. I have a new favorite color. No, I'm just kidding. It's still green, but I like pink still. But I found that when I just had the one queen to focus on, I put so much pressure on myself because I only had that one thing to think about. So then if anything sort of like wasn't up to scratch in my head, I'd come off and just beat myself up and be like, oh my God, that wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. Whereas there's something about like when you're a swing and when you're a cover, there is that element of like, you have to let it go because you have so much going on. And but I was a little bit hard on myself, I think, when I was Howard. I thought, yeah, if it wasn't like 150%, then I was fuming.
And then
I loved it though. I love Howard.
And then in typical Six fashion, despite me going to your last show, you went back to Six. What was that like? Later. I was only 6 days later, so you didn't have as long of a breakaway as Maya did, waiting. It was a couple of months and then having to go back in. Yeah.
I'd still be ready now though if they called me up.
Yeah. So would you go back?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'd go back in a heartbeat. I had the time of my life doing that show. But yeah, no, I went back a lot quicker than I expected. I expected to go back, but I didn't expect to go back that quick.
I think everybody expects to go back, right?
You never leave.
So you got into Six, let's see, January. So when I saw it in October, it was getting big, but it wasn't, massive yet. It was selling out, but like selling out the week of. You kind of joined right when it really hit that massive curve. Did you know as soon as you stepped in that this show's a crazy hit, or did it take a few months before you realized where it was going?
Yeah, I knew nothing about the show when I got
oh my gosh
through.
Oh wow.
Nothing. I've never heard of it. And I even actually had a conversation with my agent about the next steps of my career after Bat Out of Hell, and I swung on a big show which I really wanted to do, which I managed to do on Bat, and I was like, right, I want the next thing now, like I need to start, try and start climbing the ladder a little bit, as it were. And they marketed it for Six as a swing initially, and I turned around and said, oh, do you know what, I'm not sure about this. And they said no, let's just go and see what happens, and there might be an opportunity to move up later, and rah, 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 rah. Imagine if I hadn't have gone to that audition, how stupid would I have been? That might have been a bad career move, Vicki. I'm just gonna say it right now. That might have been terrible career move. I mean, thank God I've never turned around and said no, I'm not doing that audition. Like I go to them all. But yeah, I did have that conversation with them where I was like, look, I'll go, but I'm not sure that this is the thing that I'm meant to be doing next. Oh my God, was it meant to be the thing? It was so meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I didn't really realize how big it was, I guess, until they announced me and Courtney, and Instagram exploded. Like my phone was getting hotter in my hands because it just wouldn't stop lighting up, and I thought, oh my God, am I famous? Yeah.
Ollie's saying you wouldn't have had all of us if you didn't take the job. So
I know, and I'm blessed to have all of you.
One more Six question, then we'll move on because I want to save time for some other stuff. Why do you think the show resonates so much with young women?
Why Six does?
Yeah, sorry, Six. Yeah.
Because it's kick-ass. It's just great, isn't it? It's like, it's just really empowering. And I think as for anyone that's watching, everyone is so different on that stage, and every time you go as well, you get a different version of the show, and you can pick out somebody that you can relate to, like, because not everybody's the same. It's not like a chorus line where everybody looks the same and sounds the same or whatever. Like, everyone is individual, and you can pick out your own role model or somebody that you feel like you resonate with, and the message is just so great. It's what's not to love, and it's just so cleverly written.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
All right, let's move off of sex. I think I heard your fiance sitting next to you, so I'm gonna ask this question right now and put you both on the spot if I can
Oh
find
God.
it. Here we go. Have you started wedding planning? And if so, how is it going?
Well, yeah, we had started until he couldn't remember the song that I sang for my audition, and Carly remembered it better. So I think we're gonna...
Oh no, no! Don't put that on me. I can't be the cause of relationship issues.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, to be honest, we haven't actually done that much, especially now with this all going on.
Yeah, of course.
We're just gonna, when it happens, it happens. But I sort of, the plans that we did have, we've just sort of taken a back seat and gone, no money's going anywhere right now until we know what's happening. Let's just save all the pennies that we can. So
I had friends who got engaged right like as this was all coming down, and they're like, we can't plan a wedding right now, it's impossible. So,
yeah, it really is. We've had a few friends that have had their wedding cancelled.
Oh, that's the worst.
This year. So yeah.
All right, so tell me a little bit about Sharpe Academy and tell us about that school and the program and what you do as an artistic director of Sharpe Academy.
Oh my God, I love Sharpe Academy so much. Have any of you noticed, if you do follow me, all I talk about is Sharpe Academy? So yeah, no, basically Sharpe Academy has been around for well over 10 years now. I think like 12, maybe, I don't know, something like that. I was part of the company as a company member for the youth theatre group. And the guy that owns it, he's called Daniel Sharpe, and he has like weekend classes as well. And when I was old enough, he asked me to go and teach at the weekend classes.
Okay.
And then when I left the company, he asked me to be choreographer for the company. And he always said that one day he would like to open a college. And I was like, oh yeah, that would be great. That'd be great. And then I got a call from him last year. What are we? Yeah. So we opened in September. So it was the year before. Oh my God, it must have been the year before. And he said, oh, are you free for a coffee? Do you want to just, I want to pick your brains because we're going to open this college. And I was like, oh, yay. Congratulations. Lovely. Yeah. Went and met him for a coffee and sort of told him about my experience at college and lessons and things like that. And he said, so how do you want to be involved? I said, well, I'll obviously come in and choreograph your end of year shows and something. And he just sort of like sat there and nodded. And I was like, well, how would you like me to be involved? You tell me. And he went, well, I kind of hope that you'd be artistic director and like put the course together and help run the college with me and Nick, who's his business partner. And I was like, I do. That was my first proposal. So yeah, that's sort of like how the artistic director thing came about. And I've absolutely loved doing it and helping put this college together and sort of creating this course with them. And we went live in September last year, and we've got our first years now.
That's amazing.
And it's just amazing to see how much they've progressed already. And like, I just think, oh my God, where are you going to be in like 3 years time? It's just, it blows my mind. And I'm a very creative person. I really love creating. I've always loved choreography. So it's really, really nice to do that. Love it.
So how do you juggle when you were in Beautiful? How do you juggle the demands of being artistic director of Sharpe Academy and performing full time as well?
There's a lot of stuff that I do on the social media side of things for Sharpe, and also like getting lists of people together that will come and teach for the college to do workshops and things like that. So I'm constantly doing that kind of thing. Pastoral care as well with our first years, like checking in on them. But every Monday that I was back, I was in. So I would travel back on the Sunday or Saturday night, have the Sunday off, and then Monday morning I was at the college. I was still getting in every week, which was really, really good. Going to teach them a jazz class in the morning or a bodycon lesson or something like that, and just having meetings with them and just keeping my face there.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay. So it's not just your picture on the wall thing. It's a very active.
Oh my God, no, absolutely not. No, I'm there every week. I'm like involved as much as I can. When the lesson timetables go out, I'm like, I could do that class as well. I could teach them that.
Do you do you ever see yourself doing that full time when you're done performing? You know, whether it's there or just directing and choreographing full time, you know, down the road.
Eventually, I always said when I was little, I would love to be a choreographer. As I've got older, music has taken more of a interest and love in my life as well. Okay. But definitely will be teaching forever. As long as I can move, I think I'll be there.
What do you enjoy most about working with young performers?
I just love I love watching them grow. And at the end of the day, like you can advise people, you can give your advice, but you can't tell them what to do. And you know, I'm there to sort of share my experiences and advise them, but ultimately it's down to them. And it's just so lovely to see what they do with that information and how they use it and use it to butterfly off into the big wide world. And I just love also just seeing my visions come to life. That's something that I also love, and just the creative process of sorry, trains going past, really noisy. Excuse me, is that essential? Yeah, it's just lovely. Like I'll go to bed and I hear a song, and then I'll sort of have this vision in my head immediately of what it looks like, and then I'll go to bed, and then I won't be able to sleep because I'll just have all these things like going around in my mind. And then when you actually see that come to life, it's just so rewarding.
Yeah, I used to stage manage a lot, and then I used to act a lot, and now I got into directing, and that's all I want to do, because it's like it consumes you all the time. I'll be in the shower and I'll be like, oh, we could try this, and we could do this, and we could do that, and you know, so it's amazing.
That's exactly it.
We had a question on Sharpe Academy, so I want to ask that one, if I can find it. Oh, no. This is my first time doing live questions.
You're very good at it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay. I found it. Here it is. Is there any specific requirements for Sharpe Academy, example, age or anything like that?
So you can join our part-time school at any age, up until 18. So yeah, for the part-time school, there's no age requirements or anything like that. For the college, you have to audition, and you have to be 16 plus. So you can either come to us after your GCSEs, or you can come to us after your A levels, or you can even come to us after you've done your degree, and you can do our 1-year course. But yeah, if you come to us when you're like 16, 18, 19, 20 or whatever, then the likelihood is that you'll be on our 3-year course, and you'll get your 3-year diploma in professional musical theatre and acting. So yeah, that's what you need.
Awesome. Yes, somebody asked a question. The live will be saved. It'll be on RDU on Stage's Instagram page for 24 hours, and then she'll post it on her website. One more Sharpe Academy question. Now that you see all these auditions and young people auditioning, what are the biggest mistakes you see young people make when they're auditioning?
Oh, that's a really good question. I mean,
thank you.
Mistakes. I don't like to think of them as mistakes.
Sure.
Because they're good, because you learn from them.
Of course.
I think maybe like the worst thing is when people come in and they have a gazillion sheet music, individual pages that they haven't stuck together or put in a folder. That is quite annoying for the pianist, not me specifically, but for anyone that's playing. I imagine that's quite annoying. But yeah, no, I think the main thing is actually after you leave college and you see people like going and auditioning in like character shoes or a character skirt, and you think, no, that's what college teaches you to do, but it's not like that. And that's what I learned from my beautiful audition. And that's
there you go.
In jeans.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. One of my best friends, Joe Lee, who's hopefully watching on here, she's a music director, and she directs my panto every year. She actually was music directing 6 down in Tampa for a promotional video, one of the cruise ships. And I always watch her during auditions, and she's flinging papers in the air, and that's the funniest thing ever. So yes, I agree with that statement. Have the music properly prepared and ready to go. I forgot an important 6th question. Favorite, because he's going to kill me if I don't ask it. Favorite front of house person at Six the Musical.
Whoever could that be from? I just don't know. But
Don't screw it up.
I did love seeing Mr. Paul's face every day.
Yay. Join me next week for an exciting interview with Mr. Paul Hutton.
Yes.
Okay. Yay.
Oh, my God, can I tell you a funny story while we're talking about sheet
yes.
music and auditioning?
Yes.
When I was... Guys, don't do this, okay? This is a top tip from Vicky. When I was still at third year, I had an audition for Wicked. And I got a recall with Elphaba material. And so I thought I was being a really good person. And I printed off my material and went back to my recall, and they said, okay, right, we'll hear Wizard and I first. And I got the music out and I gave it to the pianist, and it was like the assistant MD, and he just sort of looked at me, and then I was like, oh, you know it already, don't you? You don't need the music.
But you were prepared. So, yeah. You were prepared, though.
I was
all right, we're gonna get cut off soon. So I talk a second about your YouTube channel and your original music, and then I have a this or that game before we end.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Follow my YouTube, please. That's it.
I'm sorry.
No,
Vicky has amazing original music. Unfortunately, Instagram cuts us off at an hour. So you ready for a little this and that?
Yeah.
The rules are you have to pick one and you can't substitute anything. All right.
Okay.
30 seconds on the clock. We don't have a clock because we don't have a budget. But anyway, here we go. Ready? Chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate. Dog
or cat?
Oh.
Only one.
Both.
No, that's not an answer. Cat?
Cat.
Call or text?
Text.
Sweet or me too. Sweet or savory?
Savory. I'm
Cake.
screwing this up so much. I'm the opposite to everything I've said.
What? Cake or pie?
Oh, cake.
Coke or Pepsi?
A Coke. Diet Coke, though. I know you said no substitutes, but...
That's okay. I'm on the same page with you. Lion or tiger?
You cool cats and kittens. I'm going to go lion.
Coffee or tea? What?
Coffee, always.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Beer or wine?
Oh, now that's tough. Wine.
Netflix or YouTube?
Oh, YouTube.
YouTube. Follow Vicky's YouTube channel. Lake or ocean?
Ocean.
No. All right. Awesome. Well, they're going to cut us off in a minute. I've got the little timer on here. Vicky, thank you so much. This was so much fun.
That was so fun.
I hope you had a good time. It's good to see your face. I can't wait to hug your neck sometime in London in the near future. Everybody follow.
When you're back.
Everybody follow Vicki_Manser at all the various social medias. And same thing, follow RDU on stage. And it was great to see you. Thanks, everybody.
Lovely to see you. Thanks for having me.
Take care.